Hi guys, how you doing? It is Victoria Player here of victoriaplayer.com, helping coaches and consultants to overcome their visibility blocks and confidently step into their spotlight so that they can create a unique, rewarding and thriving business doing what they love. And I want to say a very big and warm welcome to all of you who will be joining me here tonight on this new training in which I'm sharing how to create 3 clients in 30 days. So I know a number of you are joining, so I'm just going to give you a moment or two just to get on. And whilst I'm waiting for you guys to join, I will very quickly share this out and give you a moment to get yourself sorted and hop on, and then we will get into the content. So 2 secs here. I'm just going to refresh my page and share this out, and hopefully some of you will be hopping on in a moment or two. Where are we then? Great, there it is. Share it out. Share to, I've got to be careful here because I always end up sharing it to my own page. Share on your own timeline. Right, good. Here we go. There it is. Right, come over and join the conversation. Okay, so going live over at Victoria Player. Tonight's topic, how to create 3 clients in 30 days. Come over and join the conversation. Cool. So we are ready to roll. Post that over and then we can get going. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do right from the get-go. I will chat to you as you join. And of course, tonight we are talking about how to create 3 clients in 30 days or less. And this is for you. If you are somebody who is new in business, perhaps you are so brand spanking new, you haven't even attracted any clients yet. Hi, who's that joining us? For some reason I can't, I'm not getting the notifications coming up to say who is joining us. So please do introduce yourself, say hello to me, because it makes it a lot more fun than me just speaking into the ether. So welcome everyone. We're covering how to create 3 clients in 30 days or less, and I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from your comments, any questions, any insights as we go along, because it makes it a lot more fun. So this is for you if you are a coach, a consultant, maybe even a holistic therapist, or somebody who runs a service-based business. And it is for you if you are a complete newbie. Or, hi Zoe, nice to see you. Who else have we got? I can see a few of you there, but for some reason it's not showing me. Usually it pops up when people and tells me who's joining. So please do introduce yourself, say hello, interact with me, make it more fun. Nice to see you, Zoe. Thanks for commenting, starting the flow of conversation. So as I was saying, this is for you if you are new in business. Maybe you've not even attracted any clients yet, and you're fresh out of the gate. Also, this is for you if you've been in business for a while. Perhaps you're in your first year of business. Maybe you've been in business for a few years, but you've hit a wall. Hi, Camilla. Nice of you to join us. And you're experiencing what I call feast and famine, where one minute you have a glut of clients, then none the next, or you've got that uncertainty about where the next clients are coming from. Because, you know, client attraction is actually a reliable thing when you know how to do it. So if you've got that inconsistency, no matter how long you've been in business, then this is for you. And the key piece here is the understanding that clients are the lifeblood of a coaching or consulting business, because without clients, there is no business really other than in your mind, because, you know, without that money coming in, without the clients coming in, you don't really have a business, you have a very, very expensive hobby. Now, by the way, if you see me looking down, I have actually created some notes because I'm going to be covering quite a lot of detailed content tonight, and I want to keep it short and to the point, and being as I'm a natural communicator, I can over talk. So I'm going to be looking down at my notes periodically to make sure I stay on track and getting the information to you in double quick time without any waffling, so that you can carry on your evening. So thank you everybody for joining me. It is I really appreciate you taking the time to show up here and be with me tonight, rather than watching a soap opera on TV or doing whatever else it is that you fancy doing. It's always a pleasure to connect with you, and my big mission is to share my gifts and share what I know about business and where I went wrong and the mistakes I made, so that it can shorten your journey. My intention is to give you lots of value here tonight. So I do hope you have a notepad and pen. Trisha, hi, nice to see you. Trisha, we have not met before, so please do feel free to introduce yourself. We've got a few of other people on here. By the way, ladies, do feel free to mingle, chat to each other, because it's a great opportunity to raise your visibility and actually do a bit of networking online. Zoe knows about this one. Some of you know about this one because you've been following me for a while, so you've heard me say it before. So yes, get your notepads ready and get ready to, take down some of this content. Now, one of the problems I see for a lot of coaches and consultants who are struggling to attract clients is that they're really feeling like they're in the struggle. The desire is there to get their business off the ground or have it, the money coming in consistently. But there's this real common theme where there's that sense of overwhelm, that feeling of information overload. There's so much information out there on the internet, and it's all free, and it's coming at us from every angle. As soon as we jump on Facebook, looking down our timeline, there's so many sponsored posts and people inviting you into this and that and the other, and it just gets to the point where you feel like your brain is imploding. And what happens is you end up getting so overwhelmed with all the things you could be doing or should be doing that you start to second guess yourself. You start to question what's the right thing to do, and how does that fit with that, and should I do that first and that second? Because a lot of it is not conflicting as such, because obviously there's a lot of wisdom out there, but it's how do all the pieces fit together, and how does that actually apply to your type of business and your way of, your natural flair and style. So that is, that's a massive challenge for a lot of women. Also, another problem is I see a lot of coaches and consultants waiting to get their ducks in a row. Particularly new coaches, they know they want to get the clients and the cash flow coming in. However, what I hear them saying is, oh, well, I feel I need to get my business cards done. I need a logo. I need a website. I need all these pieces before I'm ready. And it's simply not true. It's from my perspective, I know that you do not need those things to make really great money in your business. You cannot enroll clients from a website. The amount of people I have spoken to who say, well, I want to get my website up and then the clients will come in, and they think that having their website up is going to be the thing. And then what happens? They put their website up. There's this grand opening, shall we say, and what happens? Crickets. The tumbleweed is rolling through town, and there's no clients in sight. So please be mindful, don't get caught up with that story of I need to have all these pieces in place. I need to have everything just so before I'm ready to attract clients. It's just not right. The other thing, I know many of you can get to the stage where you're worrying about money. You want to get your business into profitability as quickly as possible. Hi, Kathy. Nice of you to join us. Trisha says, I'm a life coach, so you're in the right place for sure. And she drives a bus to pay the bills. Perfect. So you want to definitely get your business into profitability as soon as possible so that you can, I assume, so that you can get your coaching business supporting you full time. And so this is perfect. The worry is with the money. A lot of you want to transition out of a full-time job that you don't particularly like and start making your coaching or consulting business work for you and support you full time. And that can be your reality when you have the right structures in place. I know a lot of people, they want to make the money in their business because there's a lot of added pressures. Some of you may not be working and you've got some money to live on for now, but if you don't get those clients coming in, you're going to be going back to a job that you don't like, or perhaps hubby's going to say, look, you've had the chance to make this work, it's time to go and get a real job. Oh, real job. And who wants to do that? Your passion is coaching, your passion is consulting. So let's see how we can make that work for you. Now, before we get going, I want to do a quick exercise for you. I want you, this is a bit of a get into reality exercise. So I want you to just consider for a moment, what is the reality of your situation? If you are here on this training, which of course is titled How to Create 3 Clients in 30 Days, there's a reason for it. That title called you in, and I assume it's because you need more clients, no matter whether you're a newbie or more established. So what I want you to actually answer to yourself, and feel free to put it in the comments if you like as well. And by the way, ladies, I see your comments there, but if I keep coming to look at your comments, I lose track. So what I will do is talk for a bit and then come back and chat to you and answer any questions and so on. But I love that I can see you're chatting to each other as well, so that's lovely to see. So you can either say this to yourself or you can answer, out to yourselves publicly via the comments. So if you're here looking for clients, I want you to admit what your situation is. What is the deal? We've just talked about some of the problems. What if you don't actually start getting clients coming in soon? What's the real impact of that? Because we can tell ourselves, well, it's going to happen soon and it's going to be all right. And, we're sort of relying upon wish and hope and hoping that those clients will come in or that something will miraculously transform. But the thing that's going to transform your business is you and the decisions you make. And the reason I'm asking this from the get-go is because I don't want you to just take more information in and do nothing about this. I'm here to serve you and I'm here to help you get results, even though this is a free training. And part of that is about helping you get into reality about where you are. So what I want you to really think about right now is, how is it going to impact you a month from now if there's no clients coming in? How is it going to impact you a few months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? Some of you have even been at this business thing. Hi, Trinu, is it? Nice to see you. Trinu, I've not met you before, so please feel free to introduce yourself and chat to the other ladies. They're all mingling whilst I chat. Love to get to know more about you, but welcome. So I want you, because if you're here, something's stuck, something's not working, the money's not coming in, the clients are not coming in. But what I want you to admit to yourself is, what is the cost of you staying stuck? If this carries on, how is it going to impact your business, your goals, your finances, your relationships? Perhaps, because one of the things I've heard sometimes when women come to work with me, they say, listen, I've come to you because it's just not working and my hubby's getting impatient and he's starting to sort of go, come on, is this going to take off, or is this just going to continue to be an expensive hobby? And there's that sort of pressure from family or friends or partners to make it work. Hi, first time got you on live vid. I am from Estonia. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for joining us. Nice. So yeah, I want you to really truly contemplate what the genuine cost of staying stuck is going to be to you. Darcy, hi, nice of you to join us. And just write those down. Be honest about this, because you can go on like this for a long time and continue to stay stuck. And I'm not pointing fingers here, because I made the same mistake myself. And remember, I shared with you, my passion is sharing what I know and where I made mistakes so that you don't have to shorten your learning curve, okay? Because I've been in business for 10 years and boy, have I made some mess ups. So, I can share all of my wisdom with you now to shorten your journey. Now, here are some things that you don't need to do. And I want to see if you recognize yourself in any of these equations. First of all, do not wait to solve this problem. If you don't have all the clients you need, if the money is not coming in, I'm guessing if you're here, it could be better, then what are you waiting for? Attracting clients into your business is fundamental to business success. It is fundamental to the future of your business. Client attraction is a skill that you can't do without, because without the clients there is no money. Without the money there is no business, which means you have nothing but an expensive hobby. And even if you're in the early days of business and you're still working out what that looks like and how you're going to roll it out, the truth is you need to still be bringing some clients in, because even if your business and brand evolves, you're still going to have to understand the fundamental process of client attraction. And that is something that's transferable. Whatever you do going forward, however your business evolves, it's transferable. It's a skill that will stay with you, unlike many others. The other thing you don't need is to have a website, brand, or list, as we said before. I have colleagues that have generated, £100,000 in a year with no website. If you have this, if you have the power to communicate, you have the power to attract clients. And it doesn't serve you to spend hours and hours and hours working out how to do web design. Your time is better spent focusing on bringing clients in so that you've got money coming in, so that your business is starting to tick over nicely. That way you can pay someone else to do the job better than you and in half the time. And in that time that you're paying someone else to do it, you can be working with other clients and showing up and serving in the way that you are meant to. The other thing you don't need is an opt-in page. Again, like I said, when you go onto Facebook, you're looking down your timeline and there's lots of sponsored posts and ads everywhere saying, as a coach, you need to have funnels and opt-in pages. And yes, it's true. There is a place for that. But if you haven't mastered the art of client attraction, the fundamental part of business success, then no amount of opt-in pages is going to do it. And I see a lot of coaches hiding behind this need to have all their online structures in place because they're actually too afraid to do the basics. And that is actually being able to communicate with a real live client. And you've got to remember, as coaches and consultants, we are our business. We deliver the service. We are the service. So the service is connection with our clients, supporting our clients, and that starts in the marketing process. So when if you're here now, I assume you haven't got thousands and thousands of people in your world. You have not had thousands of clients. When you're starting to create funnels and opt-in pages and doing email marketing, that is when you already are way more established, when you have lots of clients, lots of contacts, and you struggle to market one-to-one anymore. But you know, most people, they're trying to put the cart before the horse. They're trying to do all of these opt-in pages when really all they need to do is use this. Have the ability to have a real, genuine conversation. And as women, that's something we are naturally gifted at. We're natural communicators. We are natural connectors. You do not need a big list either. You do not need Facebook ads. You don't even need a newsletter. Now, you know, these things you will need further down the line as you build momentum in your business, as you become more established, as you bring more people into your world, and it's harder to manage the bigger numbers. This is when you start to use these marketing one-to-many strategies like building a list, Facebook ads, newsletters, opt-in pages, so on and so forth, all the online structures, okay? And if you look at all the sponsored ads on your Facebook timeline, they all talk to coaches. They all say, as a coach, this is what you need. But listen, you're coaches. You are not online marketers. There's a big difference. Do not be fooled into thinking that you need to have these things as a coach. You are a coach. Coaching is about depth of relationship with clients. It's about helping clients get results. There's a difference between coaching and internet marketing. Yeah? Get that? So you don't need those things in the first instance. You also don't need more qualifications. One of the things I hear is, oh, the reason I don't have clients is because, you know, I feel there's a gap in my skills. No, it's not. You need to start from where you're at. Your skills will come on the job in the doing of the work, but you can't do the work if you don't have anyone to do it with. The problem is not that you need more qualifications, it's that you need to learn how to bring people into your world so that they can become a client, so that you can show up and serve them and do the work that you're called to be doing. And actually I find that this need for doing another course and taking on more qualifications, once again, it can often actually be a very sophisticated form of hiding. You know, whilst we're constantly learning, and you know, I would never say don't always be learning and growing, evolving, because I think as coaches, that is our duty. We always need to be one step ahead of our clients. And actually the type of people we are, we have those inquiring minds. But just be mindful that you're not using it as a way to hide out from the real work. And that is putting yourself out there, being visible and showing up and serving in the world. You do not need to go through a rite of passage either. This is something I hear from newly qualified coaches or people who are new in business. They say, well, you know, I've only just qualified, or I've only just set up my business, and I feel that, you know, I need to get bedded in a bit longer, and I need to go through this rite of passage before I'm okay to get clients. And again, this is an avoidance strategy. The way to go through your rite of passage is to learn on the job. And the other thing I find about this is that's a hangover from the employee mindset. Remember, as a coach or consultant, you are a solo entrepreneur. You are boss bitch. You are mistress of your own destiny. You get to choose exactly how your life and business looks. There is nobody who will tell you how to do it. There are no rules. And if there are, you can break them. It's your thing. And, you know, this whole thing about I have to go through this rite of passage before I can really show up is, it's basically what I call ladder climbing. You know, when we start off in a career, we have to start off at the bottom and then we get promoted through the ranks. In business, that's not so. You can dive in at the deep end if you wish. You know, stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to say, oh yes, it's okay to go forward and own all that you're meant for. The other thing you don't need is even a business card or a logo. Again, I hear people saying, well, you know, I can't show up in that way because I need to have my business cards printed. Do you know what? I've been in business for 10 years and I barely ever hand out a business card. In fact, ladies, some of you that are on here joined me this morning at the Inspired to Greatness Coffee and Connections. Did you notice I didn't hand out my business card? You don't need a business card because the truth is most people won't even use it. And when you know how to attract clients, you don't leave it in someone else's hand to follow up with you. You're more proactive. And also you don't need perfection. Again, this is another sophisticated form of hiding. We want it all to look so shiny and beautiful and have it all just so. And let me tell you, it will never be just so. Because the nature of this journey, have I got my, oh, hold on, I've just realized I've not got my, I've not got my, my laptop plugged in. So I'm likely to get cut off in a moment. There we go. Sorry about that. What was I saying? I've forgotten what I was saying. Yes, the nature of the entrepreneurial journey is such that you will never get it done because it's an evolutionary game. Just as soon as you arrive at one of your goals, another desire will come to form, and so you will always be moving towards the next level of perfection. So you need to let that go and just realize it's never going to be perfect. So what do you need in order to attract and create 3 clients in 30 days? Well, what you do need is to streamline and simplify. Client attraction is not about doing more. And this comes back to what we were saying. You know, so many women are so overwhelmed because they're doing this and this and this and this. The key is to do less. The key is to focus on a few core things and do them well. But it's knowing what those things are. It's about cutting back and doing, working smarter, not harder. It is not about putting more hours in. It is about doing the right things to get results now. It is about focusing on the money generating activities, not the busy work, not the stuff that you're doing just because you see everyone else is doing it. And I ask you, think about the things you're doing on a day-by-day basis in your business. Ask yourself, why am I actually doing this? Is it actually going to definitely result in the outcome that I am looking for? Or am I just doing it in the hope? Who's that? Susan. Susan, nice of you to join us. Am I actually doing it in the hope, fingers crossed, that it will give me the outcome I'm looking for? Because if you don't absolutely know it's going to bring you the outcome that you're looking for, then you should not be doing it at this stage. It's not about being busy. It's not about working harder. It's about being focused and doing the right things that bring results. The other thing that you should be doing is being super mindful of your decision-making process. And your key to success and your key to creating 3 clients in 30 days is centered around your ability to make decisions from the standpoint of the woman you want to become rather than the woman you are being now. Because it's the woman that you're being now that's getting you the results you're getting. And if you're here right now, you could do with more clients. So think about, who do you need to become? How do you need to think? What decisions do you need to make in order to be the woman who's living abundantly, who's attracting all the clients she needs, who's, you know, making great money, who has her business supporting her, or has her business looking the way you want it to look? All right. And the other thing that you should be doing is focusing on the things that will get your business into profitability now. Not weeks from now, not months from now, not after you've had your website done, not after you've had your ducks put in the row. You know, the key is to make the money now so that you can invest to get someone else to do those jobs that you have no business doing, because you're not a web designer, you're not a social media expert, you know, you're not a social media manager, you're not an administrator, you are not a virtual assistant, you are a coach, you're a consultant. So, you know, I know in the entrepreneurial game, it's so easy to get drawn into all the different hats that we wear: the accountant, the bookkeeper, the administrator, the virtual assistant, the social media manager, the person who goes to the post office. You know the deal. Focus on the things that you're good at. Make the money and delegate the rest to someone else who can do it in less time. And in the time you have free, go spend it with your friends, or, you know, do something else in your business that you're going to enjoy, or spend time with your family. Don't get bogged down with all the minutiae. Now, they're the things you absolutely do need. And when you come at it from that standpoint, when you focus on the things that work, you can see results very quickly. So let me give you an example of what that can look like. One of my clients that I worked with in 30 days, because I know a lot of you are thinking, I couldn't get the clients in 30 days. Well, I have a client who was brand new in business. She had 0 clients, 0. But she was prepared to focus on the things that were going to bring her the outcomes that she was looking for. And within 30 days of our work together, she went from 0 clients to creating the 3 clients in the 30 days, which doesn't seem extraordinary, but that's the promise I made to her, and she got her 3 clients. However, this is where the magic happens. She had a process that she could rinse and repeat every 30 days thereafter. She now has a full practice with a waiting list, and she generates mid 4-figure months every single month, and she's just working two days a week in her business. Now, you may think, mid 4-figure months, so what? But that's good for her, because she doesn't want to have her business running full time. She's got 2 small children under 2 years old. And so for her, that's exactly how she wants it. She's got a waiting list, she's got a full practice, and she's got the money coming in, and she's not having to overwork. Another client of mine, she doubled her corporate salary within the 30 days. So, you know, you can get the results you're looking for when you focus in on the things that you know are going to get results. So, what I really want to get across to you are some of the benefits of getting this situation solved. Because we can hear about, you know, oh, it'd be so nice to attract clients, but the truth is, the idea of attracting clients is one thing, and we know that if we bring clients into our world, we're going to make money. But let's look at the deeper thing, the deeper part of that. Not only are you going to elevate your income, you're going to get into momentum. Momentum is such a massive thing. Because the truth is, some of you may have been in business for some time, but you're on that up and down of feast and famine, feast and famine. And so wouldn't it be lovely if it just started to flow? Life gets easier when you're in momentum, because you're not having to push so hard. It's not so stressful. There's not that anxiety of, oh my God, where's the next sort of money coming from? It starts to even out, becomes so much easier. Cindy, hi, nice to see you. Not to mention that you're going to know exactly what to do. How many of you sit at your desk and think, oh God, I so need a client to come in. What on earth am I supposed to do? And the more the pressure's on, the harder it gets. Imagine what it would be like if you actually could sit down and say, right, I know exactly what I'm doing today. I'm going to go poop, poop, poop. I'm going to do that, that, and that. And then I've done everything I need to do today. Bosh. Right, I'm off to the beach with my kids. Wouldn't that be nice? To take the stress and the pressure away? And for women, it's not just about money. I know money's great because it creates choice and allows us to make nice decisions that are going to improve our lifestyle. But for, as women, that sense of security is massive. Money is massive. We make out like it's not, but it is. Because without money, we are so at sea. We are so insecure at the core of our being because we need that security. It's our safety. And this is why it's so fundamental. The whole client attraction process is so fundamental to our success. When you have the right system in place for attracting clients, you can create cash on demand. If a big bill comes in, you can sort it. You can go out there, you can enroll a client. No relying upon wish, no relying upon hope, no praying that some miracle is going to happen. And when you have the ability to create clients and cash flow on demand, it means you're free to pay off debt, to leave your full-time job, to transition into having your coaching business support you full-time, to, perhaps you want to take a holiday, perhaps you want to treat your family or just take your partner out on date night and it be on you, Really, these things can start to change your life, but they cannot happen until you have the basics in place. And so that you know how to attract clients on demand, that you have a process for doing that. And it's not rocket science, but without it, there is no business. And you will run and run and run at 100 miles an hour and get nowhere. So what I want to get across to you, if you are in the struggle, and I know if you are in the struggle with the client attraction piece, I get it because I was in it myself, and there were times that I, would be head in hands bawling, thinking, when is it going to get better? When is it going to get easier? And what I want you to know is that if that is you right here, right now, in this moment, you have everything that you need to make it happen without knowing too much. And the reason why is because you're a woman. And do you know why that's important? Because you are great at relationship building. Women are great at building rapport with other people. We are natural connectors. We love to talk. We care about others. We love to create transformation in the lives of other people. That is in us, at the core of our being. So ladies, if you are struggling, you've already got what it takes to make this happen, to create 3 clients every 30 days and more, and have that happen for you over and over and over and over again until you're getting into real momentum and start experiencing really great results. Thanks for the thumbs up and hearts, by the way. It lets me know that you're listening in and enjoying the content. So, this is about having a repeatable process that you can roll out over and over and over again to get the outcomes you're looking for, to get away from this relying upon wish and hope. And I am going to be sharing with you a bit later on how you can get help with that in a number of different ways. In fact, I can share a link now for those of you, just in case some of you may have to drop off shortly. You can go to victoriaplayer.com/more to find out about that. I'm not going to go into all of it now. But this is about having a repeatable system, and I'm going to share with you exactly what you need. Exactly. So pens, to the ready. And there are 20 steps to this. So I've really broken it down in a lot of detail, which is why there's quite a few steps, but I'm going to whiz through them. So pay attention and write them down. And then if you need more help with this going forward, then we can look at how we can do that. All right. So the first step in terms of creating 3 clients in 30 days, the first step that you need is to overcome your mindset blocks. One of the biggest killers for women is that they don't know how to overcome their blocks, their visibility blocks. They don't know how to overcome their fear of being, they hide out. And they don't know how to put themselves out there, and they worry, they do all of the what ifs, the buts and the maybes, and they go down the rabbit hole of the stories that their ego and their inner critic brings up, and that keeps them stuck. Now, what I want to get across to you is people buy whatever you are selling, okay? So when you see yourself as competent, confident, successful and able, then others will do too. But that starts with you up here. The shift has to take place on the inside for you. You have to be ready, because you can listen to this now, or we could work together, or you could work with someone else, and they could pour themselves into you. That if you don't master the mindset before the how-to, the actual taking action part, you will sabotage yourself every step of the way. So you need to know what's going to come up for you mindset wise before you even put yourself out there, before you even implement any of the how-to. So this part is massive because it's a journey, and you're going to have to be working on that as you go through. So that's the first step. Overcome your mindset blocks. The second step is to know what it takes to become irresistible to high-paying clients. Because there's no point in being visible. There's no point in putting yourself out there. And you can be the best coach in the world, but if you don't know what's irresistible to the people you're here to serve, then there's going to be a disconnect. Even if they're right there in front of your face, if you don't know who it is that you're here to serve, and you don't know how you're going to help them and what they care about most, that sort of melding of minds is not going to happen. And so this is fundamental to your business success. So many of you, I know you're putting yourself out there, but there's that disconnect. You're meeting people and it's just not gelling. And it's because you're not really sure how to communicate. You don't know how to be irresistible to the people that you truly can serve. And it's not that you're rubbish at what you do. It's not that you're no good. It's not that people don't want what you're offering. It's you're great. You've got everything you need. It's just about knowing how to make that irresistible to the people you're here to serve. Step number 3 is to understand what people want and will willingly pay for. Because of course, we're great at what we do. We're great coaches and we're consultants, and we know what people need to get over their blocks, or to, whatever the work is that you do. We know what people need. But people don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. So do you really know what your clients want? And so there's no point in guessing, because again, this is going to cause that disconnect. You need to immediately gel with people so that you're here and you immediately gel with the thing that they want. More to the point, they need to want it badly enough that they're willing to part with their hard-earned cash. So do you know how to do that? Do you know what your clients want? Do you know what they want so much that they're prepared to give you their money for it? Do you know how to communicate that to them? This is fundamental to your success again. This is what you need in order to attract those clients in 30 days or less. Step number 4 is to have high value offers. I'm just reading it off my notes here, if you can see my eyes looking down. Is to have high value offers that get results and create income consistently for you, and quickly too. This isn't about waiting. You can bring money into your business in a few days if you want. In a week from now, it may take you the whole 30 days. It really depends on how committed you are to the process. But you need to be able to provide value. You need to create packages and programs or whatever offer it is in a way that really demonstrates value. What's that? Edita, hello. Thanks for joining us. Please feel free to introduce yourself to everybody. Everyone's chatting amongst each other. I'd love to get to know more about you, Edita. Thanks for joining us. So where was I? Yeah, you need to be able to provide value, and you need to be able to position your packages and programs in a way that your ideal clients actually understand that value. Don't put stuff together that you think they want. Put together the thing that they really need. Step number 5 is to know what to add to your offers to make it a very easy and quick yes to people. Because how many times have you spoken to a potential client and they say to you, that sounds really great, I need to go away and think about it. You need to have something added in there that makes it so juicy, so irresistible that they would be a fool to walk away in that moment. You need to have it to be so irresistible that they sign on the dotted line right there and then. Because if people go away, they overthink things, they second guess themselves, they discuss it with their hubby or someone else that puts that seed of doubt in their mind, and then it becomes a no. So what are you going to add into your packages to really boost that value and make your offers super, super irresistible? The next thing is step number 6, to create a compelling title for your package and program. It needs to do what it says on the tin. So often people they overthink this stuff and make it too fancy schmancy. It has to be very clear. It has to be results based. People need to understand in the flash of an eye exactly what you do, or more to the point, what it's going to do for them. The name of your program is very important because, sometimes they will see it online or see it somewhere, and if it's not eye-catching, you literally have 3 seconds to capture someone's attention before they move on. So you need a program that is really super compelling, a program title. Step number 7 is to position your enrolling conversations to attract potential clients into your world. So again, this comes back to, you don't need opt-in pages, you don't need all these online structures, you don't need all of this fancy schmancy stuff. The fastest way for you to bring 3 clients into your world within days, weeks, or even a month of this training right here is to speak to someone. You're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a communicator, you are your business, you are your service. That connection, that ability to have conversation is so vitally important. So you need to find a way of positioning your enrolling conversation, because, how are you going to get people into a sales conversation? How are you going to do that? Are you hoping that they're just going to just roll up out of nowhere? Because that's what most of you are doing. You need to know how to position your enrolling conversation so people want to come in and talk to you. And once you have that conversation, then you can enroll a client quite quickly. It's all about how many conversations you're having. And as I always say, conversations equals clients and cash flow. So how many conversations are you having with people on a week-by-week basis? On a day-by-day basis? Every morning you should be waking up and thinking, how can I get into conversation with somebody who could become a potential client? That is your sole goal when you need clients. the first thing you need to think about, what do I need to do today to get into a conversation so that it results in a sale? Next up is step number 8, to create a compelling marketing message. So again, this is an important part of bringing people into your world. If you do not communicate powerfully about what you do, it's going to fall on flat ears. People are not going to reach out to you and say, listen, I heard what you said. Can you tell me more about your work and how potentially we can work together? You can't call out to your dream ideal clients. And your marketing messages as much, and funnily enough, we were talking about this today at the Inspired to Greatness gathering that we had. You know, sometimes there's certain types of people that you don't want to work with. That needs to be in your message so that you're filtering out people who are not going to be a good fit for you. For example, if you are going to spend time having an enrolling conversation with someone, you want to be pretty sure that if you're investing 30 minutes, 60 minutes, however long your enrolling conversation is, if you're investing that time with someone, you want to make sure that there's a pretty high chance of them becoming a client at the end of it, because otherwise that's time, an hour of your time that you could have spent elsewhere. So your marketing message isn't just about calling people in, it's about filtering out people that will never be your clients so that you're not wasting time. But also the marketing message is about how you're having that conversation as well. It's every part of the communication that you have about your business, whether it's at a networking event, whether it's online, whether it's in your communication with the clients, a potential client, you name it. If this is wrong, nothing else will work in your business because, again, there will be that disconnect. People will not understand what you do, and people don't have the time to try and work out what you do. Step number 9 is to know your client hotspots, meaning knowing where to look for your first clients. Now, it doesn't matter how long you've been in business. Even if you are fresh out of the gates and you are a coaching or consulting newbie, I can absolutely guarantee that you have at least 20 people in your world right now, untapped opportunities sitting there on the table that you don't even realize exist. Because everybody, well, a lot of people can become a client, or even if they don't become a client, they may know somebody who can become a client. And, you know, the key with this is to know exactly where your clients hang out and have an immediate source of untapped opportunities that you can feed into to bring those clients in. They're everywhere. There is no shortage of clients in the world. The key is, do you know where to look for them? So this is step number 9. Getting clear on what those client hotspots are so that you know exactly where to go in the shortest time possible to get in front of them. Yeah? Step number 10 is to know how to network like a pro. So there's the immediately, you know, we were saying conversations equals clients and cash flow. One of the fastest ways to get in front of a potential client is to speak to them at a networking event. And that doesn't always mean going out to a networking event, although that is one of the fastest ways to do it, because when we see people and actually meet them face to face, it builds up that know, like, and trust factor a lot faster than it would otherwise. But you can still use these strategies online. I use my networking strategy to network in Facebook groups in this exact same way, and it has the exact same effect. So even if you are a woman who's at home with small children, because this is exactly what I did, you know, when my son was tiny, I couldn't get out as much as I wanted to. And so I used the same techniques to network online. Step number 11 is to know how to reach out to potential clients. So, you know, many of you have hundreds of people in your world that could become a paying client right now, sitting under your nose. But the reason they are not is because you don't know how to reach out to them. You don't know what to say, how to say it in a way that's really authentic, in a way that's not pushy and salesy. And like I said, even if these people don't become a client, they usually know hundreds of people who could become a client. You know, there's no shortage there. But it's knowing exactly what to say. How do you set up that reach out conversation? And I know a lot of people feel very, very uncomfortable about that. But truthfully, you know, as coaches and consultants, we are communicators. You know, we are all about the depth and breadth of relationship. So this is a natural next step for us. Step number 12, hold on, I'm going to have to look at my cursor here because I'm losing my place. Yes, step number 12, of course, is to know how to ask for referrals. Because, you know, if you're reaching out to people, then some of those people will know people, and you need to be able to ask them, do you know anyone that I could help? It's very simple. So many people that I work with get so much business just doing this one strategy alone. I do it myself very often in my business. I reach out to my clients and I say, because of course, you know, my clients have worked with me, they know me, they trust me, they've got great results with me, and so they're great cheerleaders for me. And I will often, there's times in the past where I've put a post out in my Facebook group, just as simply as that, and said, listen, do you know anyone who I could help? And within weeks, I have a little influx of clients. But the fastest way is actually, you know, for you guys who haven't already got clients, is to ask the people that you know. But of course, again, there's a way to do that without being pushy and salesy. Step number 13 is have a simple follow-up system. The fortune is in the follow-up. So many coaches and consultants are leaving money on the... Sorry about that. I had an alarm going off on my phone. So many coaches and consultants are leaving money on the table because they are not following up. If you've gone to all of that effort to bring somebody into your world, or to meet someone, or to get dressed up and go out to a networking event, or to meet someone online, then do what it takes to cultivate that relationship. Don't let it run cold, because otherwise you're just constantly going round in circles, constantly looking for another person. You know, it's exhausting. This is when women start to fall out of love with their business, because they're running on this treadmill thinking, where's the next client? Where's the next client? Where's the next client? And actually, there's people that they've met, people that they've already had a conversation with, people that they may even actually delivered an offer to, who said no. You know, one of the things I was saying this morning is no does not mean never. It means not now. So just because they can't work with you now doesn't mean that they never will. So my question to you is, what follow-up system do you have in place? Because the truth is, it takes 7 to 10, if not more times, probably near on 15 times now, that people need to be connected to you before they will say yes to purchasing from you. And I know there's a few of you watching this now who've, Darcy, you're one of them. In fact, when we actually finally met face to face, you said to me, didn't you, oh, I've been stalking you online for ages. And finally we got to meet. And, you know, and in fact, you said to me just today, didn't you, that you were interested in working with me. You're just getting a few things in place and we're going to work together. And it's taken that time. You know, I have been in your world for quite a long time. And so it's the same with all of you. You know, what are you doing to stay in touch with people? Because that's where the trust happens. That's where the relationship building happens. And so you know, this is going to make you so much money, because you need to be the one that's around when that person needs you. Just because now isn't the time doesn't mean it's never going to happen. So what are you doing to stay top of their mind? You know, this is about creating what we call top of the mind awareness. So that's the 13th step. You need a powerful follow-up system in place. Step number 14 is to have a process for generating a flow of enrolling conversations. So the truth is, you know, you are going to have enrolling conversations. You are going to present your offers, and some of them is often you are going to get a no. You know, even with the system that I teach, sort of 1 in every 3 people will become a client. If you're newer at this, 1 in every 5 people will become a client. But when you're having the right type of enrolling conversation, as I said, even if it's a no, if you've done a good job at having the enrolling conversation, they will see the value of the work that you do. And even, so, you know, imagine that they say, well, you know, it is actually a financial piece, I can't afford it right now. As soon as often what they will do is go out, they will find a way to get the money, and they will come back. But in the meantime, you've got to keep thinking about, how am I going to keep getting into conversation? Remember, the takeaway from today's training is conversations equals clients and cash flow. All right. So what process have you got in place for generating a consistent flow of those conversations, knowing that statistically some of those aren't going to become a client in this moment, and those that are a no may do further down the line? That's why you need a follow-up system in place. But then, you know, what are you going to do? Because maybe you get a client this week, but what are you going to do next week? What are you going to do the week after that? And so you need to know what that takes. What does it take to have enrolling conversations? You need to know, first of all, actually, let's break this down more. You need to decide how much you need to make in your business. What's your bold money goal? Then you need to create your package and your offer to meet that bold money goal. So maybe you need £5,000. So imagine you created a package that's £1,000 per package. That means you would have to enroll 5 clients to meet your £5,000 monthly bold money goal. Yes? So then you've got to think, okay, I need to enroll 5 clients. So you need to be strategic about this. It's not about relying upon wish and hope. It's about saying, okay, I need £5,000. That means I need to enroll 5 of my £1,000 packages. So how many conversations do I need to get into in order to convert 5 clients? So with the system I teach, you can, you know, about 1 in 5 people, or it can be 1 in 5, 1 in 3. It really depends on how good you are at doing the enrolling conversation, becomes a client. So that then tells you exactly how many conversations you need to be having on a week by week basis. So you're probably going to need to be having at least 5 enrolling conversations every single week to meet your £5,000 bold money goal. Can you see? It's not wishing, it's not hoping, it's very structured. So then the question is, what do you need to do each week to ensure that you are generating those 5 enrolling conversations? Because then you're not relying upon wish and hope, and you're going to hit your goal. Simple as that. So that's step number 14, knowing what process needs to be in place to generate those enrolling conversations. Step number 15 is to master the art of enrolling. How to actually enroll with soul, have that sales conversation. And again, you know, this is about helping people get into reality. It's not about being pushy. It's not about being salesy. It's about helping people understand the value of the work you do. Because they're not buying coaching. They're not buying X amount of sessions and blah, 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 and blah, you know. They're not buying how you roll it out. What they're buying is the value, what it means to them. And so the job of an enrolling conversation is to help people get into reality about where they are, to understand to get into reality about their situation, to understand where they are now, where they want to be, and demonstrate how you are the bridge that gaps those two expanses. When you do that, you never have to push, you never have to sell. It's a natural process that you take people through where they're like, oh my God, I see I need to sort this out now. Tell me how I can work with you. You never have to sell. And so even if further down and you've met down the line, you've made an offer and it's a no for whatever reason, whether it's money or the wrong time or whatever, then they get it. They get why working with you is worth it. And they will often, more often than not, come back later on. And what I've really found for both myself and my clients is because you've given them such an experience, they will often say, oh, have you worked with someone, to other people? And they'll say, oh, I really want to work with her and I'm trying to sort it out. But yeah, go and have a conversation with her. She's amazing. Can you imagine? That's your enrolling conversation. Can you imagine people saying that about your sales process? Because when you do it in the right way, you're bringing value to the conversation. You're not selling. You're helping people get into reality about where they're at and what needs to be done without giving away the store, without giving away loads of free coaching. Free coaching doesn't do the job. What you need is a process for creating desire within a client so that they taking the next step is saying yes and enrolling and working with you is the natural next step. Where are we on my plan on the steps? So step number 50, oh no, it's just said step number 15. Step number 16 is know what to do before an enrolling conversation. So this goes back to what we were saying a moment ago. You know, if you know how you're going to set up all these enrolling conversations and you're marketing to set up enrolling conversations, you might suddenly get an influx of lots. And so, you know, your time is valuable. You have other things to be doing, like working with clients or marketing or playing with your kids or doing whatever else you want to be doing. So you want to be sure if you're going to be hosting enrolling conversations and you're giving up your valuable time for free, you want to make sure that you're speaking to the right people. You do not want to have an enrolling conversation with someone who is a time waster, who's looking for free coaching or hoping to bleed you dry of free information and then go, thanks, bye. You know, you don't want that. You need to pre-qualify clients. You need to have a process that you take them through to find out, is this genuinely going to be someone who's likely to work with me? Are they likely to be a good fit for me? Because it's not, you know, we don't come from a place of desperation. That's not positioning you as an expert. That's not positioning you as an authority in your niche. You need to interview them as much as they're interviewing you. You know, they have to be a good fit for you. So you need to have a pre-qualification process before they get to speak with you so that you're not wasting time on people who are just trying to get loads of freebie coaching. Step number 17 is know how to make an offer. So there you are, you've got them in a conversation. The next thing, if they're keen, the next thing is knowing how to communicate the benefits of what you do. The mistake I see clients, coaches and consultants making is that they talk about their process. A potential client doesn't care how you get results. They care that you get results. They couldn't care less whether you whipped out some divining rods and magic crystals to get the results. What they want to know is, what's in it for me? Are you going to actually fix my situation? And so that's the important part. You need to know how to communicate your offer in terms that make it a natural yes for a client. And it doesn't look like, well, it's 10 coaching sessions at 8 p.m. every night and blah, 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 and it's a group and there's a retreat and blah, 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 blah. They don't care. They do not care. That is not what they are buying. They are not buying coaching. I'll tell you that now. And if you're trying to sell coaching or consulting and you're not getting the clients you're looking for, then this is why. How you communicate about your offers is everything. And in that moment, you will either bring someone further into your world or you will sabotage the sale. So that's the next step. Step 17, know how to make your offer. Step number 18 is know how to handle objections. So once you've made your offer, there may be people saying, oh, well, you know, what, I don't know whether I can afford it, or I need to check with my husband, or I'm not sure whether it's the right time. You know what? We've all had those. So what to say in response to the common objections? Because an objection is not no. An objection means that they have further questions and that they are not sure. So you need to know how to handle those objections and go deeper and be of service to them to help allay any concerns or fears or questions that they may have in order to help them make a well-informed buying decision. Most people, as soon as they hear an objection, go, oh, and then they withdraw and go, okay, well, thanks. Perhaps, you know where I am if you need me. An objection is not a no. It's really not. And this is where, as coaches, we are so good at this process because we ask questions. But it's knowing what questions to ask to help people with their process of decision making. Because this isn't just about putting a square peg in a round hole and selling hard to people. It's about being of service. It's about consulting with them and helping them make a decision. The decision may be no. It may be that, that now's not the right time, or that you're not the right fit for me. You're being of service to them by helping them make a decision, not trying to make a sale. And if you do make a sale, then that's a great outcome. But we don't get focused on what that outcome is. We get focused on the client, and we are a service to the client, or potential client, should I say. All right, where am I in my steps? Step number 18 is know how to handle objections and the money talk. So, I've said that. I said objections. What I didn't say was about the money talk. So many women put their feet in the mouth. How many of you do that? They put their feet in their mouth when it comes to talking about their fees and pricing structures. This is massive. Again, you can sabotage the sale if you don't do this in the right order, in the right way, if you don't know when to be quiet, if you don't know when to speak, if you don't know how to have that money talk. Sometimes there's a way to talk about money that makes working with you an easy yes, even for people where money might be tight. There's a way of doing this. And so many coaches and consultants, they feel so nervous about the whole money piece that they actually talk themselves out of the sale rather than just being graceful and in control and giving a client the space to really consider what their financial situation is. And it's definitely an art, and it's so important to know how to do it. Step number 19 is how to uncover the cost of staying stuck. So there may be people who do have objections. There may be people who actually start to fall into their story of why they can't do something. And it is often a story. all of their limiting beliefs come in, because as coaches and consultants, we're in the transformational industries often, and we're helping people step out and up to the next level of their being. And when that point comes, they're suddenly out of their comfort zone and will suddenly recoil and try and get back. Hi, Fiona. Nice to see you. They'll suddenly want to pull back and not get into this expansive way of being. And so as culture coaches, we are great at this because that's what we do. So our job is to uncover the cost of staying stuck. So the question is, how do you do that? How do you help people move through that process? Because again, you're there to help them make a decision about whether now is the right time or not. And often people suddenly get in the fear. And as we know, fear is not real. It's false evidence appearing real. And so it's a case of helping people work through that fear to get to the truth and help them get the results that they're looking for. And the final step is step number 20. You're going to need a day-by-day action plan that you can rinse and repeat every 30 days using these steps. It isn't rocket science, like I said. It's not about working harder. It's not about adding more stuff in. Even if you did nothing else in your business other than these 20 steps in a 30-day process, you have all it takes to make whatever income you like. Any income you like. It's entirely up to you. And all you need is this. But you need the plan that you can roll out over and over again. And a plan that you can do in literally a few hours a day. So, I want to ask you about what it's going to cost you to stay stuck. Because if you are here listening to this now, the title of this live is How to Create 3 Clients in 30 Days. And I want you to really think about that. What is the cost to you of staying exactly where you are? How long are you going to let this go on for? Now, I know that when I look back at this and think about when I was in this position, one of my biggest stories, and I'm sure it was the same for you, was I don't have the money to sort this out. But it's a catch-22, isn't it? That, how can you make the money if you can't master the art of client attraction? Because one doesn't come without the other. And so when it comes to this piece, the whole money piece, you have to put your money where your mouth is. There is no getting away from this. It's not going to change. It's not going to get better by just carrying on and hoping something miraculous will fall in your lap. You don't know what you don't know. And you must remember that where business is business. The nature of business is that you have to speculate to accumulate. But what I want to get across to you is that when you're stuck in the story of I don't have the money, the truth is if we want something badly enough, we will cut back in certain areas to get that money, to get the situation solved. I know I did. But the key with this is about, do you trust yourself in this process? I've given you the steps here. I've given you 20 steps. Do you trust yourself to actually go and do these steps? Because the thing is, if you go and do these steps, you only need 1 client, maybe 2, to get a return on your investment. But at the same time, a lot of you will be saying, I don't have the money. So just think about that. And I'm sort of calling you out on this a bit because sometimes I know if the thing is, Let's look at it this way. For those of you who, and I'm saying this, it's quite a strong way of getting this across to you, but I'm sharing this with you because this really works for me. Sometimes when I'm in a stuck place and I'm resistant, I say this to myself, and it works really well. Now, I have a son, and I know some of you have children. When you're stuck in your money story about, I don't have the money to sort this out. Deanne, nice of you to join us. Hello. When you're stuck in your money story, we're so in it, we can't see our way through. The resistance is there. We want it to change, but we're like, I can't find the money, I don't have the money, blah, 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 blah. Now listen to this, okay? For those of you who have children or someone who you love, imagine that someone kidnapped your kids. And I know this is an awful scenario, but it's a harsh thing I'm about to say, but what I'm doing is I'm cutting through the bullshit. And I am not just pointing fingers, because I use this scenario for myself when I need to cut through my own bullshit, and I know it works. Imagine someone kidnapped your kids, and they rang me and said, I've got your children here, and I'm going to blow their brains out if you don't come up with the money. You know, if you don't come up with 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand, whatever the money is. Let me ask you, would you be able to come up with the money then? Would you? I think you would. I think if that scenario arose, you would even drop your moral standards to get the money. You would go and rob someone. You would borrow the money. You would go to every person in your street, everyone you know. You would reach out to anyone. You'd put a call out on social media. You'd ask strangers for money if it meant that it saved the lives of your children. You would, wouldn't you? You would absolutely move heaven and earth to make that happen. So this is what, you know, I'm sure the pennies dropped, and I know that's a really strong scenario. But the question is with this, I've just given you the steps of what you need to do. They are there for the taking for you. And I know if you do these steps, you will get the money straight off the bat, because it works for me, it works for my clients. The question is, do you really want it? Do you really trust yourselves to take these steps? Because I've given them to you, and in the same way that if someone was going to blow your children's brains out to get the money, you'd find that money. Now, can you find the money to make this your reality? Do you actually want it badly enough? Because I know that if you really want to find the money, you will find a way. And I know this because that's what I did. When I was in this situation of not knowing how to get clients and the money wasn't there, I was living on benefits, £62 a week. I was a lone parent. That's literally all I had. That was it, £62 a week. And I still found the money. I sold a car. I sold things, I ate less, I cut back. I found the money that I did not have, and I was living on benefits or welfare for those of you who are living in the States. I found the money from nothing. So my question there, you know, this whole story about getting money, think about it. I'd love to hear your, you know, if you've had any ahas about that, because I know when I go through this process for myself, when I'm calling myself out on my own stuff and my own resistance and my own stories, it really works well. So I'd love to hear your ahas on this. And also you need to remember that people will not, you know, one of the reasons you may not have clients is because you're not yet willing to invest in yourself. How on earth can you expect someone to invest, to work with you, if you are not prepared to do the same for yourself? Just think on that for a while. And I know for some of you it may not be the right time. But when will be the right time? When will be the time that you actually step up and decide to go for what you say you want? So we all have 24 hours in a day, and I've given you the steps for attracting 3 clients in 30 days. And if you've seen yourself in this training here today, and if you know that it is time for you to really make this your reality, and it is time for you to actually harness your own repeatable system for mastering the business basics and creating 3 clients every 30 days or less, or more than 3 clients, then I am excited to announce that I'm opening up an opportunity to work with me. It's a virtual intensive, and we can work on these exact steps. Everything I've shared with you just now, we can create a plan for you. Head over to victoriaplayer.com/more to find out more about that. It's to work with me privately. It's a 1-day virtual intensive with 4 follow-up coaching calls with all the done for you materials, checklists, scripts, templates, checklists, things like that. Everything you could need to make this work. And I know also some of you are not able to work with me privately. I also have an option of teaching these exact steps in a lower end program. The investment for that is just £57 a month. So there's no reason for you not to get moving with this, because if money is an issue for you, then don't let it be. Go for the online program where I teach exactly this. If you want more support, then work with me privately. Just head over to victoriaplayer.com/more. You can find out more about the intensive there. If you want to learn about the online version of this, then book to schedule a conversation with me, and we'll have a discussion about it. But don't stay stuck with this for any longer. Decide you're going to get a return on your investment. Decide you're going to step up. You're going to make your business profitable right now, and start experiencing all the joy and success that comes with having a profitable business. Now let me have a little looky here at all of your comments, because I've seen you been commenting away. So any questions, ladies? Look at me, I look so washed out being so close to my light. Any questions about today's content? We've just got lots of hellos here. In fact, you know what? I should have got my other phone and looked on there, but never mind, I haven't got it with me. Fab shortcut to awesomeness, Darcy says. Client attraction is key, yes. Any questions, lady? Boss bitch, love it. Absolutely. Streamline and simplify. Susan, we've had a few of you on here that I've not met before, so nice to see you. Yep, focus, mindful of decision-making process. Thanks for all the summarizing, ladies. Step number 3, focus on the things that will get you into profitability now. What else have you got? Hi everybody, couldn't make it before, happy to be here. Marina, hi, nice to see you. We've not met before, have we? We must have a chat, because some of you I have never met before, so I'm excited to get to know you all better. And by the way, some of you who are joining us for the first time, please come and join us over at the Inspired to Greatness group here on Facebook. Where there's a community of really amazing women. We're really very supportive women. We're doing lots of visibility challenges over there and so on at the moment. So do come over there and say hello and get to know everyone. You're all saying hello to each other. Cindy, hi Cindy. I didn't see you come on, did I? Atida, nice of you to join. Any questions about client attraction? Any questions about any of the points that I've shared? Make the most of me. Camilla says, so true. Just got a client today who said no last year. Absolutely. So have you been following up though, Camilla? Is that how you got them? Conversations equals clients and cash flow. Fiona joined. Dion, Zoe, huge amount of content to process. Great. So ladies, anything else before we finish up for this evening? I'm here to support you. I'm just going to hang around for a moment before we go, because I know sometimes the messages can take a little bit longer. No? All right, well, listen, ladies, I'm going to call it a day there. Do come and join us over at the Inspired to Greatness group here on Facebook and connect with the other big thinking women. As I said, you can take a virtual intensive with me. Just head over to victoriaplayer.com/more. If you are not ready to work with me privately, I also have an online version of all the content we have covered here today. The investment is just $297 altogether, or £71 a month. I think I said 57 before. It's actually £71 a month, which makes it all the more affordable for those of you where money is tight. And if you need to speak to me about any of those, then feel free to set up a conversation and we'll talk through things and see where you're at and what you need help with. So Darcy says, Fab, thanks so much. Zoe, got to go now. Thank you so much. You're very, very welcome, ladies. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I will catch you here very soon. Lots of love. Thanks for listening in and have a great evening. Bye for now.